Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have some Happy Mail inspiration to share with you. This will actually be the Father's Day card for my husband this year. So that also kind of explains the images that I took. For this card, I took like the big bear and the tiny bear from the apple picking stamp set by Hello Bluebird. This tiny bear will represent our little girl, and the big bear, of course, the father. So that's also why I took some pinks for the little bear, and then some more masculine colors for the big one to represent him and our little girl. So for the colors, color combinations, you can always go back to my blog post. There you have everything listed in the blog post itself. I started by coloring the little girl because I just needed to make sure that that was working. But you can definitely also make this like a boy's card. You can add multiple children, but so far only one little one here. So one little bear was enough. My husband loves to work in the garden, and so I found this stamp set just to be so much fun. We also have two apple trees back in all the way back in the garden. They are still growing, so we don't have a lot of apples yet, but I'm hoping that one day those trees will be filled with apples. Just really fun. So he loves to work in the garden, and whenever it was like really great outside, the weather, we went outside and our little girl starts like playing first on like a picnic thing. How is it called? Plaid? I have no clue. And then also slowly she's leaving the area, going onto the grass, picking the grass, of course. And then one day we were like, both of us were like tearing out like the bad plants out of the garden, and she she came to me. She's a bit clingy on mommy at the moment, but she came to me and there was so much she took. So it's really, we have to pay attention. It's actually not possible currently to work with two adults and our little girl in the garden because she wants to be with one of us. One of us has to be with her on the, it's a blankie? No, blankie is to sleep on, underneath. Well, she wants us to be with her. Of course, I get it. But the garden has to move uh, along as well, because the idea is that she can play in it whenever she starts really running around. So, well, so it's a lot of fun. He loves the garden. He loves being with her outside. So this card is just perfect. So here, one of my favorite pink combinations. I always said whenever I knew that we were going to have a little girl that it would not be pink all the way. Like, it's not because you're a woman or you're a girl that you need to love pinks, but every color goes really well with her. And so I also have pink clothes that I put on, of course, but it's not like in your face pink. And this pink is just lovely. I love this combination. It's soft, a bit old with the darkest one. It's not like fluorescent or anything, and that's why I love this combination. And she's just really great in pinks as well. For the t-shirt here, I decided to add dots, and I was really scared about it, but because most of the time whenever I add the dots with the Copic markers, it's just ruined. I'm not really great at it. I don't know why, but I just hold on, and I'm really glad with how it turned out. It works great. So now this blue combination for me is like the perfect jeans, if you know what I mean. Like, if you need the jeans kind of color, I go for the B90s. It's just perfect. I'm just blending it out as well. Then the shirt for him, well, my husband doesn't have really bright green, but I wanted to just have some fun colors as well for this card. So that's why I went for the really bright green. It's not realistic at the same time. My husband isn't the bear and my little one neither, so I can go green. And then for the apples, I went for the lovely red, bright red apples. Because this way it's just standing out from everything. So those are the apples, and then for the greens, I'm taking on yellow green 57, 17, and 05. The yellow green 57 is like muting it a tiny bit more, and then the other ones are really bright. So this way we have the perfect combination. I also find it a bit hard to do the shadowing on this shirt, but in the end everything turns out to be fine. So once the coloring is done, I'm also going to add some wild yellow roll pen details, but it can be that I only add it at the end. I cannot recall. I'm going to use the matching dies to make sure that everything is perfectly die cut. I love having matching dies, you know me. So I'm using it here as well, and then we will continue with the background. Okay, so the lovely thing, well, this actually was like, how was it called? It was a package deal kind of thing with Hello Bluebird, like their latest release. But it has been a while, and there are tons of questions out there about when they will come with a new release. I'm right there with you, but I'm just hoping for them to release again because they make the most beautiful stamps out there. So I'm hoping, as you are, to have some new releases coming up, but we'll just wait. And if there aren't at the moment, I just use that opportunity to either save up the money for whenever there is a release coming, or I can just buy new stamps from other brands. And currently, I don't know why necessarily, but I have shifted to Mama Elephant again. I remember when I started making cards all in the beginning, because there has been some years, it seems like it was yesterday, but throughout the years there have been changes. I started with Mama Elephant. I was in love with Mama Elephant. Like, I had everything from every release coming out that I could have my hands on. And so I had all of that, and then after a few years, I think I switched to my favorite things. And of course, Hello Bluebird, once I discovered Hello Bluebird, I was immediately in love. Let it just be a fact. But then I shifted to my favorite things. And oh, I also had Mama Elephant and Fawn. And then my favorite things. And I stopped buying Mama Elephant. And now I'm back to Mama Elephant. Since I was pregnant, I'm just in love with like the counting left, right, stuff like that. I also do love my favorite things, but something happened throughout my absence in the I'm buying new stuff because I was pregnant and too tired. I had my little one, and now I'm just finding some time in between to craft. But in Europe, I don't know if I'm the only one living in Europe that is noticing this, but I'm like stunned. I'm like, every time I want to grab my favorite thing element or stamp, I have difficulties getting my hands on it. I really have to search multiple sites, and then one site has like the stamps but not the dies, and then another site is way more expensive but has both. And I'm just I don't know what happened with my favorite things, but I find it hard to get my hands on it in Europe, and I have the idea also that it's less frequent, my favorite things at the moment. I missed maybe something. I have no clue. But so far, since I have taken on more cards or started more to craft again, I didn't buy a lot of my favorite things. And it's not because I don't like them, it's just because I can't get my hands on it. And that's just a fact. But recently I bought the most amazing stamp set. I don't know if you know, but I'm like addicted to Winnie the Pooh. It's really something that has stayed with me from when I was younger and now still, and I'm hoping that my little girl will fall in love with Winnie the Pooh as well. But I got my hands on the Treehouse Hugs by my favorite things, and I'm so glad. Uh, but that again took me like multiple shops. I actually bought somewhere that I never bought my stamps from just to get my hands on the stamp and die set, and it was more expensive than the other sites. So, if you know what happened, let me know, because I just have no clue. I missed the message. Um, but I'm hoping to be able to craft more, and whenever I can craft more, I will definitely take on my stamps, my clear stamps. I'm still working along with Rochelle Anna Miller because I adore her, so digital stamps will stay for the moment. And I'm also a guest designer for Streamside Studios, which is also digital stamps. So I'm definitely not dropping that for the moment. So if I don't have enough time, that's my priority. But truly, I have tons of clear stamps that I want to work with. If my little girl lets me, I will. And then I'll share my cards as quick as possible. I have a few cards ready for you. I still have to prep like the videos and stuff. If I cannot wait to show it to you before the video is ready, I will just do as lately. I will just show up with the video later on. But for now, I'm trying to first get the videos ready and then share everything all at once, video, blog, and Instagram. But we'll see. Okay, but there are cards coming with Mama Elephant, with Hello Bluebird, with my favorite things. So I'm hoping to share it soon with you. Just stay tuned. And well, we'll see. So also this, like, just FYI, the voiceovers I'm like doing whenever I drop off my little girl in the morning at daycare, and then I get home, and just before starting to work, like half an hour, I'm trying to get some voiceovers done. If I have prepped, edited the videos ahead of time, it works, and I can do 2 voiceovers. If I did not prep ahead, then I'm stuck with doing first off the editing and stuff. So, well, that happens. So I added white jelly rope and details to the happy. I think it pops. I love it. I'm happy that I did. It also blends like this with the images, I think. It's just really subtle, but it helps. And this is my card. It's a really simple one. We have like this kind of background going on with the tree. I think my husband will love it. That's the most important thing. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that this card can inspire you and that you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much, and I'll be back soon with some more inspiration. Bye!